Like, we had no idea how to properly price our services. And to go with that, Connie and I both didn't know how to value what we did. It's just bookkeeping, and I can do that really quickly. And, we actually, at the same time that we met you, we also met Mark Wickersham and learned, signed up for his coaching program to really help us learn how to properly price our services, and more importantly, how to communicate the value of what we do for our clients.
You're listening to The Successful Bookkeeper with your host, Michael Palmer. Listen each week as inspiring guests share their secrets of success to help you increase your confidence, work smarter, and build a business you love. This episode of The Successful Bookkeeper is brought to you by PureBookkeeping.com, the proven system to grow your bookkeeping business.
Welcome back to the Successful Bookkeeper podcast. I am your host, Michael Palmer, and today's show is going to be a bit of a celebratory one. Our guests are the co-founders of Financially Bookkeeping Solutions and Pure Bookkeeping licensees, and now you can call them the Certified Professional Bookkeepers of Canada Firm of the Year. Connie Smith and Teresa Slack, congratulations, and welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you, Michael. We're really glad to be here.
Yeah,
it's great to have you. It's great to have you. When I saw the announcement of you, both of you, and you won Firm of the Year, and Teresa, you actually won Professional of the Year. And when I saw that, I know I've even mentioned it on the podcast a few times. For listeners listening, they're probably going, yes, we heard about this. I was so proud of both of you, and I was so excited. And it's one of those things when you see the people that really deserve to win, it's like fist pump in the air.
We feel the same way.
Thank you.
And I know it hasn't always been fist pumping in the air type stuff in your journey. So for those of you, for those of the listeners that don't know who you are, maybe let's get a little bit of the firm's journey towards this incredible accomplishment from both you and Connie, Teresa.
Okay. So I'll tell a little bit of our story, and then I'm going to get Connie to jump in and tell a little bit as well. So Connie and I are sisters, for those that don't know that. We started Financially 6 years ago, and, we started it as 100% virtual right from day one. And when we started, Connie had these 5 clients that she was driving around to and doing their bookkeeping on desktop. And when we started Financially, Connie immediately, because she's one of those early adopters and loves tech, she immediately turned us into QuickBooks Online and moved her 5 clients to virtual. And we've never looked back. So we very quickly started to grow. You remember, Connie, we were going to all these networking events and driving around, meeting people and making connections, and things started to happen. We grew really quickly from those 5 clients to, within about, what would you say, Connie, 18 months?
Yeah.
We had about 30 to 40 bookkeeping clients, and we had 100, 200 tax clients, and we had all these training clients and all this stuff. And we decided to hire. We thought, okay, well, we're growing. We need to hire staff, and let's keep this on a roll. And Connie, do you want to take over from when we hired some staff?
Yeah. So we ended up growing faster than we could train staff. And things didn't go as well as we hoped. So we started, feeling like we were letting our clients down because we couldn't accomplish what we had said we were going to accomplish. And we ended up, getting rid of all of our employees and rethinking our entire business. We almost, we thought about, hey, just, let's not do this anymore. Let's just close our doors. And then we realized that we didn't want to do that because we really enjoyed what we were doing. So we sat down and we rewrote our mission statement, because I think it's really important as a business that you have a mission that you're working towards. If you don't have that, you're set up for failure. So we redid our mission to what we felt going forward it was going to be. And we've tried to really stay true to that. And that's where we started. And then from there on, we kind of thought to really have a successful business, we needed to have systems. So Terry and I sat down and we thought, okay, let's start writing procedures for everything. Systems are important. And then that would make it easier to train staff as they come on to not get into the same problem that we were on before. And that's when we got introduced to pure bookkeeping. Because when we discovered pure bookkeeping, we were like, why are we reinventing the wheel? Debbie's already done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was our biggest thing. So that really changed things for us. Not only adapting that process to have those procedures to move forward with, which brought us to Jetpack and our weekly calls with you, Michael, and the success calls and the whole pure bookkeeping group of people has really helped move us forward and stay true to our mission.
It's remarkable. And, I would imagine at the time that you made the decision to take on pure bookkeeping, it wasn't in a position of strength at that time.
No, Michael, it was not. We actually, at that point, Connie and I were not making any money. We hadn't been making any money pretty much since the business started. Every penny we did make from our clients was going to pay our staff. And we didn't have the money to pay for pure bookkeeping or any of the other things that we did to turn our business around. But when Connie and I sat down and, decided to refocus and say, yeah, you know what? We tried this did not work. Let's revamp it. We were able to invest our own money to be able to move ourselves forward. So we chose to, kind of pay for things ourselves to get us up and running again, revamped from a clean slate and build from there.
It's an interesting journey point for both of you. And it's an interesting journey point, I think, for many small business owners, entrepreneurs, crazy people, whatever you want to call us. In that, people probably look at people that are running successful businesses and say, oh, those people are really lucky. Look at them. It's like they chose this better path or this easier path, and now look at their life. When you see a business owner who really is in a business that's working well and providing, all the things that a person would want in their life, from income and passion to do the work that you love and work with people you love, from the outside, it looks rosy, right? But there's these times when you have to take risks that are gut-wrenching, roller coaster, please get me off of this thing decisions. And that was really, I think, a time for both of you, having met you at that point and saw and heard what you went through. And so I think it's important for listeners that maybe are approaching or going through something like that. What would you share with people that are at that point or dealing with this in their life right now? What helped you get through that and actually make the decision and then carry through with it?
I would say there's a few things. So one is, having the support of each other. Having, if you're in business for yourself and you don't have a business partner, like I'm lucky to have Terry, I think, getting set up with someone who can help you. So, like Michael, you've helped a lot of people on their journey to a business. You need another person to talk to strategize with, to come up with new ideas, because doing the same thing over and over isn't going to take you where you want to go if it hasn't already. So coming up with a new way of doing things like Terry and I did, we just said, okay, this is going to be Financially 2.0. We're leaving the other behind and we're starting anew. That made a huge difference, I think, for us. So developing our new systems with you, Michael and Debbie, and it's just, it's carried us on.
Yeah. And, I would add to that, having investing in coaching of the right kind that you need. For us, Michael, if you remember when you started the Friday calls, we were the only ones there. And sometimes there was tears, but you were able to, give us some coaching and some guidance and a little bit of cheering on as we tried to reinvent ourselves. And then, bringing in coaching in the areas where you're really struggling. So for Connie and I, a big, big area of struggle for us was our pricing. Like we had no idea how to properly price our services. And to go with that, Connie and I both didn't know how to value what we did. It's just bookkeeping and, I can do that really quickly. And, we actually, at the same time that we met you, we also met Mark Wickersham and learned, signed up for his coaching program to really help us learn how to properly price our services and, more importantly, how to communicate the value of what we do for our clients. So I can honestly say, yes, you can give Connie and I some credit for having the guts to keep going and keep doing it. But I think associating ourselves with, Pure Bookkeeping and you and Mark Wickersham really gave us what we needed to move us into a different level and to create Financially 2.0. And it's a very different picture today than it was 3 years ago.
I want to get into that in just a second and talk about what your business looks like today. However, I do remember back in that time when you were making the decision to work with Pure Bookkeeping, which I thank you greatly for the trust you put in Pure Bookkeeping and myself at that time, because it was definitely a challenging time for both of you. And I appreciate the difficult decision that you had to make. But looking back, I really knew I knew that both of you would be successful. It was like, I remember seeing my dad in Home Depot. He would go into Home Depot and he's like an expert master builder, master electrician. Like he knew what he was doing and he was like on a mission. He was like, get me the biggest cart and I'm going to put all the stuff in that cart. I just like, he'd be like 6 feet ahead of me. I'd be running through the store and he's like throwing stuff in the cart when we'd go to the store. Mm-hmm. And the both of you really like that. You're like in the, let's build a successful business store. And you're like, we're going to take one of those. Yeah, give me that. Yeah, we're going to do that. And you took it all home and you put it all together. And so like for people, listeners, right, if you want to see a textbook example of what it takes to be successful from a mindset perspective and from a passion perspective and a committed perspective, like the both of you really are that textbook example. You really are leaders in the industry, but you're leaders, I think, not just in the bookkeeping industry, but you're leaders leaders in the small business industry. This is what it takes to be successful. You have to have that commitment, that passion, and you have to just go, go, go. You have to get up every day and break through whatever's in your way to make it happen. So my hat is off to you. I know you got these other programs, and yes, they were a part of the keys to your success. It would have been a different story without those. However, you would have likely figured it out in some way because that's who you are. And there's so many listeners out there right now that have that, but maybe are missing a couple of those pieces. So I do want to put it back to the work and effort and work that both of you did and the character of who you are.
Well, thank you. What a nice thing to say.
Yes. And you'd made some great decisions. You chose Pure Bookkeeping. You went and worked with the best in the industry around pricing. It's almost like there's like these key pieces, like the shopping cart, right? You're going to need to get one of those. You don't put up a wall without a hammer. You need some nails. You need some 2x4s, right? And that's going to get you a wall started. And so you picked some good things. You got them in the basket and you moved on. So what does it look like today? Now you started, I do remember that, right? You got rid of all of your staff. I remember having that conversation where you're like, we're actually not making any money. We're losing money. We've got the pricing wrong. We've got the systems wrong. We've got to get all of this fixed. I was there right at the beginning of this. Tell us a little bit about rebuilding and what it's led to now today.
Okay. So the first thing we had done, we laid off our staff and we went back to just Connie and I. And And that was a really important thing for us to do, because when we had hired the staff, they weren't the right people, and we didn't have the right systems to support them. So there was two sides to it. So what happened is, our relationship with our clients were suffering. So it was really important for Connie and I to rebuild those relationships with each and every one of our clients. And so we did that. We let everybody go. We went back to our clients. We actually also got rid of some of our clients, because that was the other thing. At Connie, we had some clients that really did not value and appreciate, and they weren't nice people to work with. And as we started to work on ourselves and on recognizing our own value, we realized that there were some clients that we needed to just let them go and move on.
Yep. And we did do that too.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we
if
did.
possible, I'd like Terry to read you our mission statement.
Please do.
This was our starting point for starting over. We redid our mission statement, and I firmly believe that we've stayed true to it. And I think that that's really important, that you have a mission and that you stick to it. In all of your decisions that you make on your business, you always look back and you say, will this help me achieve my mission?
Okay. So yes, we had a very loose mission in the beginning, as I think a lot of us do, because you're trying to find your way. You're not really sure. At least in our industry, you can do so many different things in the accounting and bookkeeping world. So 3 years ago is when we actually decided that we were in love with e-commerce. Like, we are so passionate about Amazon and Shopify and the unique bookkeeping challenges of that we made a call that was going to be our thing. So our vision, like when we think about what is our overreaching vision, we want Financely to be the #1 service provider for innovative solutions for e-commerce accounting. Hands down, that's what we want. Now, how do we get there? That's our mission. So our mission that we rewrote 3 years ago is Financely, a leader in innovative accounting solutions. We will help small to medium-sized e-commerce businesses achieve their vision of success by being trusted advisors. Focusing on problem solving, we will guide e-commerce businesses and the accounting professionals that love them to achieve their goals through a full service offering of professional bookkeeping, consulting, and training. We will create peace of mind, relieve stress, and make e-commerce better for business owners and accounting professionals. And I think we've really stayed true to that.
I agree. I would love to hear. I mean, do you have your very first mission?
I do, but I don't have it handy.
Because it would really be interesting to hear the difference.
Yeah. Well, Michael, maybe you'll have to have us come on again.
We'll have you come on.
And I'll find that original one for you.
Absolutely. But I think it would be interesting. And I will say, in working with so many bookkeepers in North America, but around the world, and just in that, like, from all different walks, from all different stages of their business, one of the things that I note when I'm asking people about, what's your mission? Because this has been a question that we've asked, and it's a core piece to the foundation of building a successful business is we believe it's empowering, having a strong mission, and we believe it's always got to be around empowering business owners, your clients, right? So at a core of just saying empowering, it's all over your now current mission is it's all about your customers and what you want for them. And I think when people get into business, because they're an individual, the mission is more about themselves. My mission is to have a job or a job that I own, like make some money, like figure out how to do this. It's all about self. And self isn't going to get you to a remarkable business. It's got to be about others. And that's really what your mission statement is. It's about transforming the lives of your clients, very specifically around e-commerce and their business and making that all happen, but not just business owners, but also the industry.
Yeah.
And so I think for people listening would be an action that you can take would be to if you don't have a mission, get one. One is better than none, right? Even if it was a more self-focused mission, right? Be successful at growing this business, making some money, profit, whatever it is, that would be better than nothing. But once you have something, look at it. Is it about you or is it about others? And as you move beyond yourself to others, I mean, there's your community, there's your local community, there's a community that's greater than you, there's the world, there's the universe. I mean, you just keep going out, the bigger it gets. And that was something remarkable I noticed about both of you. You really did want to change the world, really, in your beliefs, right? You wanted to massively change the industry that you were working in, changing many, many businesses, not just a couple of businesses in your local community, but around the world.
Exactly. That's absolutely right, Michael. We really, really care deeply about helping everyone. And it's not just about the business owners either, because we are very, very passionate about helping our community. And that's something that we've really focused on. So, taking the time to help other accounting professionals who are struggling with their e-commerce clients. Every time that I can connect with an accounting professional and help them figure out how do they get that Shopify store to talk nicely with their bookkeeping software, that's a win for me because I've helped them and they in turn can now help their clients. And that just creates more success for everybody. Now, it doesn't matter where they are in the world. We've actually helped clients in China and all over the US and all kinds of different places. And it's a really great feeling to know that you've had a little bit of an impact to make their lives just a little bit easier.
I love that. And yeah, a little bit of impact leading to massive impact, and an impact that many of you will not even understand or know how many people are impacted. Yeah. And that's the gift of being a teacher when you're out teaching. I want to say one other thought around mission statement is the Pure Bookkeeping mission statement that Debbie and Peter Cook created 10 years ago now. It is quite simple. And it was to transform the bookkeeping industry by helping great bookkeepers grow their business.
Yeah.
And that really, it was 10 years ago. And that mission has not only impacted Pure Bookkeeping and the thousands now of people that we've worked with and helped them grow, be great bookkeepers. And it has transformed the industry in many ways, but it's really the core of this podcast as well. I mean, I met Debbie and Peter 10 years ago in Australia and bought into their mission. And it's what I wake up when I do these podcasts and have these conversations. It's really helping great bookkeepers grow their business. And you, both of you are that. You're great bookkeepers and you're growing your business and you're transforming the industry as partners in this to make the world a better place, not only for bookkeepers, accountants, but also businesses and working with great bookkeepers. So I just love that it's not just about us. It's about the community. It's about others. And that's what makes it, I think, the unconscious mind to really attach to it and be able to create something from it. And that's the magical part of growing a business, is that you create these things. You don't know how they're going to all happen or how it's all going to come together. But if you just keep coming back to a powerful mission like that, it will pull you forth into the future.
Yeah, it's like a guiding light. And you can, every opportunity that comes your way, if you go back to your mission and ask yourself, does this opportunity take me in the right direction? So it now makes it a little bit easier for you to make choices, because I don't know about you, Michael, but certainly Connie and I have had lots and lots of different opportunities come and lots of different partnerships. And hey, we could do this and we could do that. But being able to go back to a solid mission helps you say, yep, I'm going to do this one and I'm not going to do that one. Because one of the things I think that happens with a lot of entrepreneurs, and I know Connie and I certainly dealt with it, is you get scattered because there's so much opportunity to do so many different things that you can spread yourself too thin. And that can really make your business struggle. So really, we really started seeing the change when we were able to have a solid mission as our guiding light. So every decision we make is to move us in the direction of the mission we're going.
Did your relationship as sisters ever have challenges?
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
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 Not often, just at that point when we were, just about ready to give up. Yeah, it was strained for us both, but just for a little while.
Yeah,
And then
not
we were
for too
like,
long,
what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, let's shake our heads, put that behind us and let's move forward.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, as sisters, have you always been this close?
No. I mean, we've always been close, but we are way closer now.
Because there's 3 years between us. When I was younger, Terry was 3 years younger than me. Makes a difference when you're a child. So it's not like we hung out together and had the same friends or anything like that. But we did share a bedroom all our lives. So
we did.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
While we were growing up, yeah. I went off and did my thing, and Connie went off and did her thing. And we'd get together and see each other, but it wasn't like it is now. I mean, we talk repeatedly every day, and we are so close. It's really quite wonderful.
It is.
That's great. That's great. Such a real gift and blessing to be able to have formed that relationship and to be able to work together like you are. I'm curious though, with growing with starting the business, what was that? You hear people go, they sit around and like, oh, we should, I mean, it's happened in our family. It's happened, I think, in every single family. They're like, oh, we should start a business together.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's maybe have another, have another potato chip. How did that conversation even get started?
Connie bugged me for about a year before we did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, Terry, leave your job and come and work with me.
And I'm like, nah.
Because she was so stressed out at her corporate job. It wasn't good. It was affecting her health, and I was worried about her all the time. And I really wanted her to leave there. And I was like, if we do this together, that'll help get her away from that. And I knew that Terry joining me in this business would be fantastic because she brings so much to the table that I knew we could succeed. So she pushed me. She made me do it, Michael.
Well, good for you, Connie, for doing it. That's right. That's right. It's so cool that you saw that in her, Connie, and look what it's created. So that's a true sign of a solid partnership, being able to see each other's strengths and also be able to accommodate for each other's weaknesses. And that's a part of a good relationship. And then you mentioned you near the breaking point of the business, you strained the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
What was the key to resolving that? Like, you shook your heads, was there anything that was that you could share with others that you would say, hey, when you're in a challenging point of this relationship, what's your success formula around that?
I think it was having those, what I call courageous conversations. It's hard, especially with family, because when in a partnership, you don't have, Connie and I have over 50 years of being together. So there's a lot of history. So it's even harder to have those conversations because it's a personal relationship at the same time that it's a business relationship. So I know what one thing we did is we kind of have this visualization, Connie, where, okay, I'm putting on my business hat. And when we say that to each other, we're allowed to say things that we know could personally hurt us, but it's coming from a business perspective. And sometimes Connie has to call me and say, okay, Terry, I'm putting on my business hat. And then I'm like, okay. Right? But I have to say, okay, we're having a business conversation here, right? Mm-hmm. And we know that for the best interest of the business. So that has helped us.
Definitely.
Great advice. And just another another piece of what goes into building a successful anything really is strong relationships and communication skills and willingness to be open, right? To be open and to be accepting of others.
And we decided, it's important that we stay honest and true to each other about what's going on and not harbor anything. So, if Terry does something that I think isn't right, I put on my business hat and I tell her. And she does the same thing. And it's made us stronger and closer by doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Wonderful. You talked about being not being about your customers, but also being about the industry and the other bookkeepers. Like you've made a difference for people all over the world, and this is part and parcel why you both of you won this award. What is it? Tell us a little bit about that award. What it was like for you to, what was your reaction when you heard your firm won this award?
Connie?
Well, it was shock at first. It was amazing to see our name come up as one of the runners-up. And honestly, we didn't think that it would be us. But I guess what it said to me was that by staying true to our mission, which was to help our community and our clients, and by doing that, other people recognized what we were doing and we were acknowledged for that. At least that's what it means to me. It was like, yeah, you're actually doing it. You're staying true to your mission and you're, helping the bookkeepers out there and the other business owners out there, which is exactly what we had planned to do. So yeah, that's what it was like for me.
It was awfully exciting, Connie. Yeah, let's admit it. Especially when they came knocking on our door with an award in hand. It's a wonderful feeling to be recognized by your community, by your peers, by the people that you respect and value and appreciate, and have them tell you, yeah, you guys are the firm of the year. It was a wonderful feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then they came right back to the door, Teresa, and they gave you another award. You're like, hey, did you forget your jacket?
Exactly, Michael. They laughed, and Connie and I went in, and we were all excited and talking away, and we had just sat back down and knock, knock, knock the door again. It was like, no. So it was quite. It was very exciting.
That's very cool. That's very cool.
To be recognized as the professional leader of the year, that was, I'm so grateful for that. And to have my community tell me that they value and appreciate what we are doing, really just felt, I'm just full of gratitude and awe that I actually won that. Because again, I wasn't really expecting to win that. I was super happy to be a finalist in that. So to get that recognition was, it was quite wonderful.
It's one of those things, as an observer, a witness to the work that both of you do, you really give unconditionally. And that's why I think for this particular award in this particular situation, and knowing you so well, it was just such a joy because, and I've mentioned that already, but the seeing you help so many people in our community, outside of our community, it just felt great to watch you win. And I know that's more about me, but I know I can just only appreciate how it made you feel. And it's certainly great to get a pat on the back, but I know you don't do it for the pats on the back. And that's what's, I think, why it's so great to see people like both of you win that award, is that it's just such a demonstration, or I guess a recognition. And so that's pretty cool. Now let's talk a little bit about the organization that provided you that award. This is the Canadian professional bookkeepers. Now, there's been a name change, so I'll maybe let you
Sure.
talk a little bit about that and tell our listener about that organization.
Sure. Connie, do you want to do that, or?
Oh, you go ahead.
Okay. So it's the Certified Professional Bookkeepers of Canada. And Connie and I have been members of that organization since, I think, about 2015. Connie, you might have to correct me on that.
Yep, that's right.
And, it's an amazing organization, and it really is designed to lift up and support Canadian bookkeepers, providing education, training, opportunities, and a designation. So, and I think, in our industry with bookkeeping, anybody can say they're a bookkeeper, right? And people do. But you don't know if they've had the education. You don't know if they have the experience. When you're a member of the Certified Professional Bookkeepers of Canada, you have a path to earn a designation. So you have letters after your name, there's courses you take, there's exams you write, there's, we have a governing body that is overseeing the ethics of all the work that we do. And when you can put the letters CPB, which is Certified Professional Bookkeeper, after your name, you now are telling the industry and the businesses out there that you have the training, the background, and the support of an organization behind you to know that the quality of the work is there. And I think that's really important in our industry because, again, there is no real requirements to get a designation. So anybody can say, I'm a bookkeeper. But when you have that designation, you can now demonstrate to businesses that they can trust in the work that you do. And when you partner with, Pure Bookkeeping and CPB Canada, you now can really deliver excellence to your clients.
It's a remarkable organization and definitely an important piece of the industry. And so for those that are members of that organization, congratulations, listeners that are listening. If you're not and want to know more about it, we'll have links in the show for you to get involved. And that is a Canadian organization. And so really can't say enough about the organization and its importance. Now, what is next for Financially?
Oh, Connie, do you want to take that one or do you want me?
Oh, you go ahead, Terry. You're back.
Oh, come on, Connie. You're throwing the softballs back to Teresa. Come on.
Okay. So going forward, we want to stick to our mission. I don't think we need to revamp our mission. Our mission is still to, carry on helping other bookkeepers and accountants and such like. We are getting more into, as our business grows, and, we've grown to 10 people now, that Terry and I have more time to spend on training and consulting. I think that kind of happens as a natural progression with a business as it grows. And we've had lots of people approach us and saying, we'd love to learn more about, the ins and outs of e-commerce bookkeeping. And, that I think that would be good for Terry and I to get more into that as our bookkeeping business continues to grow, since we have some good staff around us now.
And we do have some goals and some targets. Our vision to go forward is, we want to have a bookkeeping firm that is across Canada. We are virtual. We do have staff out west and here in Ontario, and we would love to have people across the country who can support local firms all over in their business. We would like to be $1 million a year firm, supporting more people, and have a consulting and training arm that supports the accounting and bookkeeping world so that they can get training programs that help them with their hardest e-commerce challenges and have the support they need so that they can go out and help even more. With the incredible growth in e-commerce, there is more business out there than bookkeepers can handle. So the more people that we can help become comfortable with the additional requirements of e-commerce bookkeeping, the more businesses are going to succeed, the more bookkeepers are going to succeed. And, again, it's just a better world for everyone.
Amazing. So exciting. And I can't say enough about how proud I am of both of you, and really honored that I've been able to work with you and to see the two of you building this incredible business. I mean, it was not that long ago where it was a complete opposite, and you've turned it all around and built a remarkable business. And now what you have planned for the future is even more remarkable, and such an exciting journey for the both of you.
Thank you, Michael. It's very exciting. Yeah. We love what we do, and we love that we get to help as many people as we do.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And so thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for coming on to the show on behalf of our listeners. I just want to thank you both.
Oh, thank you for having us here, Michael. We always love any chance we get to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so sweet. So sweet. And the feeling is mutual. And with that, we wrap another episode of the Successful Bookkeeper podcast. To learn more about our wonderful guests today and to get access to all sorts of valuable free business building resources, you can go to thesuccessfulbookkeeper.com. Until next time, goodbye.
You've been listening to The Successful Bookkeeper with Michael Palmer. For more information and to download the resources mentioned in this episode, please visit us at thesuccessfulbookkeeper.com. Thank you for listening.